Hello everyone and welcome back to Run It Up number 81. That's right. Today we are playing some $2, $4 no limit Texas Hold'em on ultimatepoker.com. And right as we get started off here, I want to say that we are playing for half the stakes. It's very late at night, so there's not a game of our appropriate bankroll to play in. There actually is a 9-handed game, but I don't want to play 9-handed poker right now. So we're going to take half of this on the Run It Up stake and half of this on my own money. So whether we win or lose, half of that will impact our Run It Up stake, and half of it impacts me personally. So no matter what happens, can't be hurt too badly. We're still playing kind of big. We're still playing a 1-2 game. Don't recognize either of these guys. I think we might have seen Cool Story Bro a couple times before, but I'm not actually 100% about that. I haven't been watching this game for too long. It seems okay, though. This guy just limped the button, and now he limps again under the gun. Very happily raising here to $20. I've got an awesome show for you guys today. So many cool things to talk about. I cannot wait. I'm jonesing for today's video. Jonesing. It is very late. That is true. But I also woke up very late, so, you know, it's not really as late as it feels in my head, I guess. So let's see what this guy does here, and then we will continue. I thought he'd make a decision faster, no matter what it was. Looks like I was incorrect about that. Pretty good flop for us. Going to start with a bet. Obviously, we don't know our opponent, so I'm a little concerned, you know, if he were to put a lot of aggression on, but we're going to start with the bet and go from there. I think 28 seems fine. If our opponent raises, I will be unhappy about it, but would call, most likely. Winning the pot seems like an acceptable option as well. So, boy, is there a lot of things going on. Right off the bat, I want to talk about this Saturday here in Las Vegas. I'm hosting our first ever Run It Up at Red Rock. That's right. We're playing a $100 buy-in, no-limit Hold'em poker tournament at 2 p.m. at Red Rock. But here's the thing. I only have 24 spots available for Run It Up Warriors. This is going to be a very tight fold, but I'll let this one go. I only have 24 spots available. I've got me and 2 other guests that are going to be our special guests for the day, and 24 spots for you guys. And I think as of right now, there are still spots open, but there's not a ton of spots open. So if you're going to be in Las Vegas this Saturday, come hang out. It'll be a lot of fun. 2 p.m. at Red Rock, but don't just show up because there might not be a spot. Message me, facebook.com/jcarpoker, or you can also tweet at me, Jason Somerville on Twitter. And if there's a spot left, I'd be happy to have you come hang out. It'll be a lot of fun. If this goes smoothly, I would love to do another one of these again in January or February, and then make it like, you know, we'll actually plan it out a couple weeks in advance, and we'll fly some of you global Run It Up Warriors into Vegas. It'll be a whole thing. I think that would be awesome. But this is the first one, so I kept it small and relatively contained in terms of how insane it would be. But it'll be awesome. We're going to do bounties. There'll be some cool prizes. There'll be some pretty fun things going on. So if you are around and would like to come, I'd love to have you. It'll be fun. The first ever Run It Up at Red Rock champion could be me. I would love for it to be me. Bring it on, bitches. Let's see. Let's see if you can take the crown from me. That's how I feel. So that was awesome. If you didn't see yesterday's Run Up Hangout with my good friend Dan Smith, we talked about his win at the World Poker Tour, whatever the name of that tournament is, over at Bellagio. And this spot, I mean, come on. Is there any way this guy has a flush limp, didn't bet? I doubt it. He's got one pair here so often. So I think we just bet an amount that maybe he can call. If he has like a 7 or like a, 9, I guess, something like that. All right. Shipped that over there. So if you haven't seen that video yet, go check that out. I thought that was pretty awesome. I feel like I'm getting better at those interview things. I mean, I haven't really got too much experience with interviews lifetime. Gonna do something a little bit weird here. I mean, I feel pretty confident that Ace-9 is the best hand here, so I'm just going to raise for straight up value, right? Like, now we've seen him limp 3 times, so I just feel like Ace-9 is probably the best hand, so let's raise and put my money in the pot. If I had, like, Ace-7, I would just call, but I think Ace-9 is good enough for me to raise it up here, and I'm going to call for the price that we are getting. Am I concerned? A little. Just a little. Less concerned now that we've made it to top pair. Going to start with a check, and it will take some amount of action to get us to fold this hand. Let's see if a little dirty can make it happen. $4 is not going to cut it. So we have a decision between raising and calling. I have a feeling that raising is just gonna accomplish things we don't want to accomplish, right? Like let's say this guy has like Jack 8 suited on the flop. Check raising gets him to fold that hand. He's not gonna call or re-raise. So even though I hate that we're putting in $4 on the flop, and we've put in effectively $4 flop and turn. Even though I hate it, I feel like there's not too many other choices. There's almost no way this guy has a hand as good as Ace-Jack, but I don't think if I check, I'm not planning on check raising, right? Like if I check and he bets 40, I'm not going to check raise to 180. You know what I mean? Like that's overplaying our hand a little bit, I think. But I'm happy to bet and make him maybe call with a hand like King-Queen. Maybe he does have a hand as good as an ace and has played it extremely weirdly. Okay, well, this is interesting. So I think this guy almost always has a hand that's exactly 2 kings, right? Like that's the story he's telling me. He has exactly 2 kings. How could he have ace king here? It doesn't make any sense. He could have queen jack. That's also possible that he limped and then re-raised a queen jack, but that also doesn't seem too likely. I think given that he's only representing like flushes and kings, I think we still have to call. Our hand is so underrepresented. I mean, obviously, I'm not surprised to see us lose here, but I just didn't think that we could fold. I mean, we could have check called, I guess, and he's played so passively that, you know what, I mean, we don't really know if that was a good or bad decision on the river because we don't know our opponent that well. So I think like if we just had like ace-7 in that spot like we were talking about, I would have just check called. But I think we got unlucky that we happened to have a hand that was good enough to bet and then good enough to call. You know, I mean, like, you know, there's not too many hands he can have that make a ton of sense in that spot. And against the guy we don't know all that well, I thought it was probably going to be okay to call and see what was going on. Do I think he's bluffing there? I mean, probably not too often, let's be real. But I think he probably is going to, we're going to probably win there often enough, given how little we know about our opponent, that it's okay. I guess we just fold here against the limp, or the limp and, I should say the min bet and the raise. That would have been a good turn card, but maybe not. So we're in for 550 now. Remember, we're only in for half for run it up. We're playing 1-2 effectively. Yeah, this would have been a scary spot for us with King Jack on the turn here against all this action if we had somehow showed up with it. So, you know, it's very possible that this guy just never raises without having it, in which case then our call on the river is very bad, you know, because there's not too many hands that are that, you know, he could have King 10, he could have, you know, there aren't a lot of hands that we beat with ace-9 there. All right. Actually, if he folds here, I'll be really happy about it because if he bet folds for this much, then it looks like our play was okay after all. If he's capable of doing this with a hand that he's folding, yeah, I'm already feeling really good about our chances here. All right, pretty good flop for the 9 and the 7, huh? All right, so I mean that hand alone kind of makes me feel good about our last hand. I mean, you know, he overplayed a hand that was pretty clearly going to be in trouble, and not only that, but he bet called with it. So I feel like there's some chance he could have a hand that was worse than ours on the river with our ace-9. Do I think it's particularly likely? You know, no, I don't know. And we didn't have that information, of course, when we just made our decision. But all in all, I feel like it was an aight thing to do. So yeah, there's. We talked about the tournament on Saturday. We talked about gonna raise this up here. We talked about Dan Smith coming hanging out. That was a lot of fun. Actually, Dan ended up staying for like 2 hours after it was over and we just talked. I was like, we could have just recorded this whole thing. We could have made it an extended hangout if I had known we were gonna hang out for 2 hours afterwards. But I really like Dan Smith. I think Dan's got an interesting perspective on poker decisions. He's got a very interesting mindset, generally speaking, and is a unique person in poker. He's obviously one of the best poker players in the world, but he's got a very interesting like attitude about the game that I think is one of the things that makes him good at poker. He just rolls with the punches very well, doesn't seem to be bothered too often by variance, has a very logical, strong foundation as a thought process. I think I'm gonna bet this turn card. I mean, he check min raised and then check calls, so we could be beat, but you know, he has ace highs often enough, he has straight draws and stuff like that. So the question is, am I heroic enough to go for value here? So if he has ace high, he calls, right? But there really aren't too many other hands he can call here that we are beating. He can have like 7-8, 7-9, 6-7. Our 10 kicker does matter somewhat here. I think I'm actually going to just check back. Again, we don't really know our opponent that well. This could be a slam dunk value bet, or this could be too thin. Looks like it would have been on the too thin side of things. But again, I feel fine with how he played it. He check raised, check turn, got a bet for protection / value. And, yep, seems like a hand of poker to me. Going to rebuy here for another 50 just to keep the numbers relatively straightforward. So we're at 600 total we are in for. So we're stuck like 290 in real dollars, like 140 in running up dollars. Ain't no thing. Just getting started, bitches. We got a long way. We got a long ways left to go here. So yeah, I was awesome having Dan on. Dan was actually supposed to come on before the Bellagio tournament, but that got delayed, and then of course he won. So it would have been sweet if he came on before, and then I could have taken credit for him winning. But unfortunately, didn't work out that way. Damn it. So if there's anybody you guys want to see come on next Run It Up Hangout, let me know. I can make it happen, maybe sort of kind of possibly make it happen. He had Queen Jack last time he limp raised, right? I think our hand is just too good not to raise. If he shoves, all right, run the cards, $70, whatever, happens. If he just calls, which is most likely, we get to go 3 ways to a flop with the ace and the deuce. Let's see a flop dealer, question mark? I was like, dealer? Not the greatest flop for ace and deuce. If our opponent does anything super aggressive, we'll just fold. If he bets $4, all right, you'll get me for $4. That's the price you'll get me to stick around for. If he checks, though, I think we just bet and don't fold, right? We beat all the king highs, all the king highs, all the queen highs. He tanks forever and then does this. I think if we had 2 overcards, I would not fold. If we had ace 10, I wouldn't fold. But if he has just like a single 8, we're in pretty bad shape. And I also don't know if he does this with hands like king jack. I don't know that for sure. So I think we'll make a very disciplined laydown here with ace and deuce. Very disciplined. It hurts me. Speaking of things that could hurt me. Wait to hear where this leads. So as you may recognize, I got my Science Bitch t-shirt on. That's right, signed by the one and only Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad. Yes, that's right. You also might see behind me over there, I'll full screen for the moment. You also might be able to see behind me that you can see. That's right. I got a little something back there. If you want to see one of my what I've almost for sure is my favorite Facebook post ever. Facebook.com/JCarPoker. I received a mysterious package in the mail and didn't know what it was. Didn't recognize the sender. I had myself some fun opening it, and I posted pictures as I went through it on Facebook. And let's just say there's a jumpsuit and the Science Bitch t-shirt on me right now. So you should go check that out if you are so inclined. I will show you guys one of the sickest things, definitely the sickest thing I will get for Christmas this year. How cool is this? That's right. It's a gas mask signed by Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul. Oh my God, that is just the coolest thing ever. It's not even like somebody gave it to me. I got it as part of a donation for a charity thing. But man, I don't even care. I got it for myself. It's amazing. I am a huge Breaking Bad fan, as you guys know if you've been around for a little while. So to own a piece of memorabilia such as that, as well as a couple other little cool things you can see if you check it out on Facebook, pretty cool. Pretty good start to the Christmas season, I think. So yeah, that just happened today, and it's gonna be kind of weird actually. It seems like everyone's kind of like winded down for Christmas. It seems like there's really not a ton of things going on here. So I've actually had time to relax a little bit. I stayed up all night for like 3 days in a row. I stayed up till ridiculous late times to sweat EPT Prague. My friend and one of my original students, Max Silver, made the final table with a ton of chips, but played really well, but couldn't really get anything going. Didn't win any of the all-ins, and just kind of got unlucky in a few spots and got 6th. But he still won $220,000, which is not a bad day's work all in all. Flush is the best hand, seems like. So yeah, I've stayed up all night doing that. If you haven't already, I've now started doing a thing called Late Night Poker Lab, where I've been letting you guys post hands on my Facebook wall, and I've been giving you my 2 cents on what I thought you should do. So I've been doing that exclusively on Facebook, facebook.com/jcarpoker. I've also been doing these sweat things. So if you want to hang out and talk poker or run it up or anything like that, Facebook seems like it's the hotspot these days to do that. So there's that. So I would guess that this guy probably won't play us heads up, but maybe he will. It's a possible thing, I guess. Hopefully he does, otherwise we'll be action hunting. So we have a decision between betting and checking here on the jack turn card. I'm almost a little bit convinced that I should check back, even though this is an okay bluff card. I don't want him to quit, and if we bet and he folds, he might just quit. So I think I'm actually going to check back and just... It's a close decision, and I think I'm going to err on the side of him winning this pot, just to hopefully encourage him to stick around a little bit. Please, I'll check back some turns if you give me some action, so I don't have to go find a new game here. Please, bro. Well, clearly we don't win, but I don't really see a reason to bet at this point. I mean, I see plenty of reasons to bet, but I don't think that's going to be too successful here. So let's let this guy win this pot. You got it, kid. You played it really well. Please don't quit me. Please don't leave me. Oh, nice. Maybe we got ourselves a game here, boys and girls. So I got a decision between calling and re-raising. I actually don't mind either. I think I'm going to start with a re-raise. We don't really know our opponent at all. I think I could have made it a little bit bigger than this, actually, like maybe 26. 24 gets it done. I guess, actually, just like the last hand where I didn't want to try to bluff him off, maybe I shouldn't have re-raised, because once again, it looks a little bit... Damn it. Damn it, we shouldn't have re-raised. Fuckers. I don't even feel like we won poker because we lost. They took our $300 and left us. 150 sweet, sweet run-up dollars is now out of our grasp for the moment. Let's see what we can find here. There's a 4-handed 1-2 game. It's 5-handed now. I'm afraid it's going to fill up, but maybe it won't. Okay, let's switch over to that. So we officially lost for Run It Up. We officially lost. We had 700 minus 380 divided by 2. So that's what we're stuck right now. We're stuck 157.75. All right, and here we are now at the other table, our 1-2 table. This is entirely Run It Up money. So we're stuck $160 so far, which is not really a crazy thing by any means, given the shorthandedness of the game and the stakes we were playing. So we're going to play a little bit of this fuller ring game. I would play shorthanded if we could, but this is the only 1-2 game going right now. It is almost 3 in the morning, so that would be that. 3 in the morning on a Tuesday or something, Thursday actually. Check. Let's see some blue cards, dealer. Okay. That was a poor delivery of my request. We're on that pair draw, I guess. I guess there's that. And I think we're just folding. I will sit at a shorthanded game just on the off chance somebody wants to sit and play. But, I guess I should quit that one. We could play some Limit Hold'em. That sounds even worse than Full Ring. We'll get settled into the full ring. I'll read some Dear J. Carvers. We'll have a nice day. Don't get upset with me, okay? I know you've been waiting for this day for so long. You're waiting for a Run It Up. Don't worry. I'm not gonna jip you your little Run It Up thing. All right? Don't worry. It's coming. Don't get so upset. I'll take care of you, okay? Huh? Whatever you say, J. Carver. I guess I say we check. Not the worst flop for us. Could have the best end. King high. Could be the best end. I've heard crazier things. So we have a decision between raising and calling. I think I prefer raising. If he shoves, I'll be unhappy. Don't get me wrong. But we have King 7. What am I supposed to do? Call? Turn card is 6. We just check fold? That doesn't seem very fun. Yeah. This guy trying to steal from us. Do you believe this guy? Alright, I am sitting at a 6-max table in case someone wants to play there instead. We would happily switch over to there, but don't love the chances of that. So yeah, I haven't decided yet what my plan is for Christmas week of videos. I actually think that I will do videos Christmas week, which is crazy. Maybe not like Christmas Day or something, but I feel like I'm gonna enjoy those week of videos because no one from outside Run It Up will ask me to do anything. We can just hang out. We'll just hang out, relax, drink some eggnog. I don't drink eggnog actually. We can drink some water. That's cool. We can hang out a little bit. I think it'll be fun. So we've got a decision here. I don't really want to fold. I don't really want to call either. This guy could just be stabbing. He bet $6 into 31 here. It could be anything. He only has $40 anyway. I think we're gonna just raise, and better hands might even fold if he has like 2 5s, 2 6s. Might just check fold. And if this guy decided to get it in, we would just have guide in and run the cards dealer. All right, so far so good with our full ring adventure. 2 out of 3 hands. Looks like it might be 3 out of 4 hands now. Looks like it might be. The only problem with playing full ring is that we re-raise. They're like, this guy probably has kings or aces, and they're actually right. Let's see if we can make something happen here. So we have a decision between calling and raising. If we knew our big blind was super aggressive, I'd be definitely okay with calling. You actually saw, if you were watching Max play at Prague, he called a lot with 2 aces and got rewarded 2 times by aggressive people behind him reshoving or re-raising. So I definitely think that move is good, but I don't know any of these guys, so I was pretty happy with just raising right off the bat there and then. Pretty good flop for us. We've made it to overpair status. Thought we don't say that too often. That's a Christmas miracle in and of itself. $24 seems like the right size to me. If our opponent is all in, guess what we're going to do? I don't think I have to explain that one, do I? All right. Thinking about it, which is weird. You would think your decisions are pretty binary. He has found a way to make it not binary, though. Cool. Okay. So could we beat here? Yeah, of course. But anything could happen, and we can't fold 2 kings. Let's be real. All right, we did it. Dodged the old heart ball and the jacker. Not a problem. And there we go. Not up quite yet. We were stuck 160, and we're only up 127 now. But we've made some progress at least. And we busted a player. Got to play a little bit shorter-handed. We're rewarded for our perfect play with pocket kings there. That's right. It's all skill, people. All skill. 2 kings, 2 jacks. Give me all your money. Take it all. It's science, bitch. 2 kings win. What can I say? I don't know what to say. It is what it is. When I saw Daniel, he made fun of me for saying you know too much. He was like, "Who are you, Antonio?" With the you know what I mean? I don't know what to say. I feel like it's an inaccurate comparison to compare it to Antonio. Let's read some Dear J Carvers. See what you guys got to say. If you've got something on your mind, dearjcarver@gmail.com. Let me know what you're thinking. Actually, before we get into this, I have something exciting to tell you guys. Very exciting. Especially if you're a online poker Run It Up warrior, which is not most of America, unfortunately. I had this idea, and I thought it was pretty good, actually. I think that sometime next week, because I feel like this week is not right. We did a story time on Monday, the hangout on Wednesday. We're going to do a Run It Up, obviously, today, and a Run It Up, obviously, tomorrow. And then I think next week, though, you guys have asked me for a long time to do something like this, and I think the time is right. It's Christmas. It's the Christmas season. I'm feeling like giving, so now is the time. So I am going to do some sort of a apprentice type of process where I will review one Run It Up Warriors hand history on video. You will send me your hands. I will review them, and we will hopefully laugh at, the fun of, we'll have a good time. You'll learn, I'll laugh, we'll all laugh. It'll be a great experience all in all. So I definitely want to do it. I've decided now is the time. I don't know how I'm going to do it or who. I don't think there'll be a contest. I think I'm going to pick. But if you've got a case for why it should be you, why you should be the Apprentice, I'm very convincible. I'm very persuadable through a strong, logical, or even emotional argument. So you can email me, dearjcarver@gmail.com, and say, this is why I should be the Run Up Apprentice, bitch, and convince me. Don't be negative or depressing. Let's be funny and amusing. That's how you win. That's how you win the J. Carver heart. I'm just letting you know. I'm just saying, it's just true. Very happy to call here with the Queen 2 of blue. That's right, bitches. Let's see how this goes. Made it to purr status. That's pretty sweet. Probably not going to fold to wall dog. I mean, you know. How do we fold? We have a pair. How are we supposed to fold pairs to people? I don't understand. Is that a real question? Well, I guess we can fold to two people. One people I would never have folded to. Two people, okay. I guess we'll fold. We could actually just call. Try to do something scary and suspicious on turn cards, but I guess that's too fancy. Even for me. Even for me. Dear J. Carver. Dear J. Carver, time management question. Well, we were ahead of one of them at least. Firstly, I love your Run It Up series. I've been watching you since the eating cake days. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. The good old days where I was a bitter bastard. I was so bitter back then, man. I didn't understand how the YouTubes worked. I didn't get it. I mean, not that I get it great now, but I really didn't get it back then. Here we are 3-betting, and I'm going to re-raise this fucking guy. I cursed all the time, and it wasn't like cursing for comedy. It was just cursing because I was bitter. Nah, not nearly as good as these days. But you made it from all the way then to now, so thank you. I'm wanting to hear your advice about time management for poker. I think a lot of your audience is also on your stay up all night sleep schedule. That's definitely true these days. I mean, it's going to get better very soon, but in the last couple days, I've woken up at like 4 p.m., 7 p.m. It's been all sorts of bizarre in the last couple days. When you first started grinding up medium stakes, how did you manage your time? Were you the kid in the poker room overnight, every night? Well, I actually didn't play live poker. I never grinded live cash, ever, actually. My entire career was online. So, and I actually really enjoyed playing with the Europeans when I would, stay up till like 7 in the morning Eastern time to start my session. I did that very, very, very often. And I'm not even necessarily sure that, like, in my mind, my reason was that I always felt like my style just synced up better with the players that played at 7 in the morning. I don't know if that's actually true. It could have been sample size. It could have just been, there are so many things that it could have actually been. But my theory was that I matched up very well with the European styles because they were more aggressive and I was more passive, and that I just was able to better cage Europeans than, other regions of the world, generally speaking. But like I said, I'm not really necessarily sure that that is true. It's just a thing that I theorized over. So yeah, I used to like hang out all night, do whatever else, and then at like 5, 6 in the morning, then start my session and play till 10 or 11 in the morning. But I played all the time back when I was grinding. I played whenever, whoever, it did not matter. That's how you got to get better, either you play to make money, which is great, or you play to get experience, which is also great. I played heads up against, I remember distinctly playing heads up against like Cole South and getting destroyed. I played against, I could actually dig through and find people, because I don't know screen names necessarily, as far as like, people's screen names weren't necessarily who they are today, but I played all sorts of people. Like in the 2006-ish, 2008-ish window, 2006 I guess is maybe a little too early, but I always felt like, you're either paying to improve with a chance of winning, just playing somebody and kind of seeing how they adjust. What are they doing? It's a great learning experience. It's a great learning tool. Just to have someone, even if someone's better than you, just to watch them and see how they adjust and try to think how they're thinking, especially if they'll review with you later, right? Not that I had that too often, but I played heads-up matches with friends all the time, just so we could kind of like, compare. One of the first videos I ever did, I played some 3-6 against my friend Leo, and we both made videos of our match and, shared them with the other person after it was over. That was a great little learning technique. I feel like that's something that I probably should have done more often. I think that's a pretty strong thing. Anyway, time management. That's clearly very good at time management. So you're saying that you're just getting started playing for your only source of income and you can't decide if you should strive to play during decent hours. Well, to be honest, look at you, a little heater question. Travis just dug us 3 of a kind, no big deal. Limped pot or nothing, who cares? Okay. I guess we could either check raise or check call. I think I actually like check raising against the pot size bet. Come on. I think he'll defend here. I think he'll defend here a decent percentage of the time. He's got to call 12 to win 30. We could be bluffing. I think it's a fine thing. If he calls, I would check a lot of turn cards. Looks like he's probably going to fold. I mean, I don't think he's folding pairs or queens or aces. If he did, he made a good fold. But I think, if we check call and he has nothing and the turn card is like a brick, we obviously don't probably win much more that way either. We call turn card as an ace or something, we could win a lot more. So maybe the best decision was to just call on the flop, but I thought that we probably have a decent path to... That's right. I like how I did that. That was very... that was very Macarena-esque. Don't you think? Whatever, bitch. Shut the fuck up and answer his question. All right, calm down. Wow. Wow. Very rude. Where's your Christmas spirit? Angry nerd voice. Fuck you. I'm mad. Boy. All right. Anyway, back to the email. So I think you should do whatever you want to do. I feel like if you're a single freewheeling fella, then do whatever makes you happiest. Whatever makes you the most money. I think that's fine. If you've got kids, though, or, significant other to spend time with, then you might have to adjust your schedule to fit around them. Guys who are grinders who have done that very successfully are guys like Jeremy Osmus, who has 2 kids and a beautiful wife and still manages to play a lot of poker, but you don't see him in there at 4 a.m. every day. He just can't. He can't do it. So I think it really depends on the games available to you. Sometimes the best games are just 4 a.m. And if that's true, well, then you got a decision to make as to what's more important. So I think it's a combination of prioritizing well, getting as much information as you can about the games around you, the players in the games around you, and that sort of thing. And then your own personal preferences, if there's nothing else really, if everything is all the same. For me, I made sure that when I officially agreed to help Ultimate Poker with, generally speaking, just to help them, I made sure that I didn't agree to any kind of 9 to 5 sort of thing. That just doesn't work for me. If I'm feeling extra creative and going crazy on my ridiculous 7 foot whiteboard over there, I don't want to go to bed. I don't want to be oh fuck, it's 2 a.m. I gotta go to sleep to be up at work at 9. I can't do that. That's kills me. I can't sleep anyway because I'm just thinking about what I'm not writing. So I made sure that for me to be successful, I made sure that didn't happen. So I need to have nights where I just stay up till noon. I just need nights like that for my creativity, mental happiness cycle thing. So I think it's important to identify that yourself and figure out what it is that you want to do, what it is that works best for you. I made a 5 here. He's kind of short. Mr. Mario is pretty short in the big blind. I thought 5 would be fine. 6 would have also been fine, but, I made it 5. It is what it is. Let's see a flop. Even better. Let's see a flop with an all-in player. So, I could just call and let it go call, and then we could see a flop 3 ways, but I feel like a better thing to do here is just to re-raise, slightly even just making it 26. One of them still might call, but it's very unlikely both will still call, and if they both still end up calling, then, whatever. Obviously, I'm fine with us putting in $26 a piece or whatever it is. Oh. That's right, boys and girls. It's Christmas quads up in here. Quads full. That's right. I got quads full, bitch. Pay me. That's right. Get out of here with your flush draw, Mr. Mario. Sorry. You won't find the princess in this castle, bitch. Oh, whatever, Jay Carver. I just noticed we were covering up that one guy, by the way. There we go. I don't think he's shown down a hand, so it hasn't made a difference. But hey, we're up. Actually, we're down 8 cents right now, having posted the big blind. Damn it. We were so close to healing. Defending here with ace-7 of blue. Probably not going to fold to a single bet. We have ace high. What am I supposed to do? It's a paired board. You know. Queen is a little scary. A little scary. We could do a couple of things here. I decided just to bet. It's the least creative of the options that I was thinking of doing here. I was debating check raising, but that requires somebody betting. You know, the problem with check raising is if you check and somebody doesn't bet, you can't check raise. That's just the truth of it. Huge secrets coming out of my mouth right now. And now our opponent raises. I actually kind of think we can get away with this. Because how do we not? First of all, sometimes he has flush draws, straight draws, stuff like that. He's never folding a 6. He might not fold some queens. It's very true. But we're risking 46, because remember we had 6 already out there. We're risking 46 to win 23, plus what was in the pot already. I think this works pretty often. He's bluffing here some percentage of the time. Some percentage of the time he just folds with whatever it is that is better than us. 6 is not the card we're looking to see. Most likely. We could have the best hand, though. It is possible. It is a possible thing. I guess we just check, though. Hopefully it goes check, check, and we just win. I mean, if he has a queen, he's not going to check back now, which is definitely true. But could win. It's possible. That's right. Get out of here. Get out of here with your turn raises. I re-raise for value with a 7 of blue. That's right. That's right. Put on your little hockey helmet and skate away, bitch. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I mean, look at that guy. He's been through some tough times. He's got like a tooth missing, I think, and you know, he's not that attractive. He's had some tough times in his life. I'm sure he's had to overcome some things, and now he's, you know, and now he's here and we're making fun of him. I feel bad about that. That's a lie, by the way. All right, Travis, I loved your email. It was great. You heated us up pretty nicely. I would have considered calling on that river too. That guy might have been like, "Oh shucks, I could have bluffed him." He might not have been able to bluff me. You know? Okay, that's a good one. But wait, another. Oh no, I think I've actually read that one before. Dear Jay Carver, okay, I was gonna throw you away, but then I pulled you back in. I read it and I was like, okay, now I changed my mind. Dear Jay Carver, that was the recap of the recap right there. Dear Jay Carver, do you have an opinion on weight cutting in MMA? I see guys cutting weight all the time, and Jim from New Jersey. Thanks, Jim from New Jersey. I don't have I think it's unhealthy for a lot of the athletes. I think it's dangerous for a lot of the athletes, but I've yet to hear someone have a better plan as to what to do. You know, how do you have weight limits? How do you have weight classes and not have weigh-ins? And as long as you have weigh-ins, you know, what do you have? Double weigh-in day of the fight? People will still weight cut. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Listen, I'm not a scientist. You might think I am, but I'm not. So there might be people who have answers that I don't have. But from what I have read, it doesn't seem like there are a lot of great options as far as what to do with people that are weight cutting dangerously. There's been a couple deaths recently from weight cutting. There's been some people that have had some major health issues related to weight cutting. I mean, you know, the guys that do tremendous weight cuts are not treating themselves well. Like if you've never tried to cut weight before, try to cut 2 pounds of water weight in a day. Try. Put on the sweatsuit, run for however long. It's really not that pleasant. It really is not that pleasant. I had to do it one time. One time I had to do it for a bet. I had to be a certain weight on a certain day. And I was like 2 pounds over, and I was like, okay. So I put on and I'm saying this is obviously this is like kindergarten weight cutting compared to what most of these guys do. But it was so unfun. And that was for me for like 2 pounds with, it was, I don't know. I gained a lot of respect for people that day, having tried and had as much misery as I had to go through. Dear Jay Carver, Sam from Tampa Bay. Hey, I'm Sam from Tampa Bay. I have no reason to give you an accent whatsoever. I just felt like, you just wrote Sam from Tampa Bay. I was like, oh, it's Sam from Tampa Bay. Of course it is. Dear J. Carver, I've been playing live 1-2, 2-5 for about 6 years now and wondering when I should quit. Oh, what is the standard score? Oh, I see what you mean. When you should quit your session. I guess I'll fold. That hurts me, but I guess I'll fold. 1 buy-in, 3 buy-in. I will sometimes see a great table with tons of action and chip up fast, but at that point it's difficult to leave and I end up giving some back. I love playing deep stack at the 1-2 for $300, but at what point should I quit? Thanks you for your help. Keep the vids running. Videos are gonna come for a long time. As long as you guys keep watching and spreading the word of the Run It Up Legion. By the way, it looks like we've disconnected here, but hopefully that goes away. As long as you guys spread the word, keep the Legion growing, I'll still be here. I really do enjoy making videos. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing them. But I've been loving them in the last few months. It's been a lot of fun for me. Anyway, as far as your question goes, I think it's all a matter of I think your core question is. I might have to restart. By the way, I don't know what's going on with my life here, but it looks like it is disconnected. All right. 1 second. Okay, we are back with the hand that we just got disconnected in, so it didn't lose much there. But yeah, so I think your inherent thought process is not the foundation of how you're thinking here is not correct, right? Because every time you go and sit down at a table, you have an expectation as to what you're gonna win, right? Regardless of what the cards are, your average expectation is, whatever it is. Maybe you're making $20 an hour, maybe you're making $40 an hour, maybe you're making $10 an hour. I don't know what it is, but you're making something, right? You're very rarely going to make that exact number, but you're gonna make something. So, if you go and sit at a game and you have 6 guys there who are drunk out of their mind, they've just seen the Buccaneers win and they're really excited. How'd you like that? A little sports knowledge. You're probably surprised at that, right? But these guys are feeling good, gambling it up, putting it, doing their thing or whatever. Your hourly might be $50 an hour in that game. And let's say you win a buy-in. Do you really want to leave? Yes, you've made that money, but your hourly is still just the same. Now, let's say you're playing this game and you're in this game with, normal people or whatever, and then you get a phone call from your wife saying, that, your favorite fish has decided to, she's over it. She's throwing your fish out the toilet right now. That's right. I'm sure this has happened before to many of you. So she says this, and this makes you really mad. You're like, fuck you, flushing my Nemo down the toilet. And, you're not playing your A game. You're all red-faced and, you're not focused. Well, then your hourly rate is probably very low, if not negative, in which case you should leave, right? So I think it's constantly a matter of readjusting and redetermining whether you're winning or losing, whether you're at a point where, from a mental happiness devastation standpoint, let's say you've got $1,500 and on your left is a player with $1,500 and he's playing really well and you're afraid you're going to get into a spot with him where you're going to have to maybe put $1,000 at risk and that $1,000 means a lot to you, well, quit. You know what I mean? I think that knowing when to quit is actually a very underemphasized skill in being a professional poker player. I don't know what this hand thing was all about. I was just I don't even know what that was. I was I have no explanation. But it's true, regardless of the hand motions. I feel like it's definitely true. Knowing when to quit is a massive advantage in terms of keeping your hourly rate as high as possible. So this guy could have his beat. I mean, it's a thing that could happen. It's true. I don't want to bet too much because if he has a 10, I don't want him to fold. I want him to call. And if we bet 12, he might just fold. So I was thinking bet 10 and maybe he'll stick around. Shoving is a thing that I also thought was a possibility. I don't believe we can fold, though, because we lose to 6s, 10-6, ace-3. We lose to a bunch of things, but we're getting 2-1, and he has hands that are worse than us some percentage of the time. Also, we're bet folding here so often, I just feel like, we can call here. Obviously, do I love it? No, I don't love it, but, All right. It's just science, bitch. I don't know what to tell you. If it was math, bitch, it would be even better. But it's poker science. It's basically it. Have you not seen our late night poker lab graphic? I'll get it for you guys if you haven't, because it's really awesome. Actually, I might not have it downloaded on this computer. Sorry, I was lying. I don't have it. I can get it, but I don't have it right now. Okay, I'm gonna get it just for you guys who didn't even ask. This is our. We could check raise this. I can't fold. We have backdoor flush draw and a gut shot. I mean, let's be real. I think I'm gonna check raise though. He made it 5. Okay, 18 seems fine. He'll fold better hands than 7 high, pretty good percentage of the time. If he just calls turn cards diamond, guess what we're gonna do? That's right, get my bluffing shoes on. If he shoves, obviously we just roll our eyes and fold. Cat avatars, etc. But I think this works often enough. He'll just be like, oh, guess this guy has a big draw, and just fold. We'll put that cat avatar right in the cage. Right in the cage with you, sir. Check it out, our late night poker lab. Guess we fold that. Oh, I just want to make sure I can see it as I pull it over. There we go. How do you like that? Oops, that's my Spotify. How do you like my Spotify? We'll get there. We'll get there eventually, kids. There we go. Late night poker lab. How do you not love that? That's great. How is that not science right there? That is very sciencey. I've been doing these late night poker labs. I've been just letting people come hang out, ask me questions. I talked about this before, but I'm doing them on Facebook. I'm doing them kind of randomly. Maybe I'll schedule one eventually so you guys can kind of like, know when to show up. But if you have hands that are difficult while you're playing sessions, put them aside for now because they will happen. I did one at like 3 in the morning, my time. I did another one at like 10 p.m. my time. So they'll always be like in the evening because that's when I'm awake and around. But if you're interested, keep some hands out there for me. So anyway, I hope that helped you, Sam from Tampa Bay. Thanks for your question. Pretty good flop here. Obviously, against 2 people, we're not loving it, but, 1 overcard. Well, what more are we going to ask for? Let's not be greedy here around Christmas season. Certainly not folding, though. Let's see a turn card dealer. Could we be beat? Yeah, of course we could be beat. But we'll find out about that on the turn and/or river. Call from Ramblin' Rose is not a thing I was hoping to see, but it doesn't necessarily mean we are beaten. It does make it more likely that this player is going to have a jack. But actually, this is a great spot for us, right? Let's pretend Ramblin' Rose has a jack over there. This is going to be really hard for him to call with a jack, and it'll be really hard for this guy to call because he doesn't have very much either most of the time. It's actually possible that if he has a jack, he'll just fold right here, which would be great for us. It's also possible he might have worse and call, which just seems crazy that both could be true, but it is, right? He could have worse and call, or he could have better and fold. We just don't know our opponent well enough to know which of the things that he might do. So at this point on the deuce of diamonds river, if our opponent bets a lot here, we've got a decision to make, obviously, right? One of the reasons that encourages me to fold here is because it's hard for him to have 8-9 because we have 2 9s, right? Just mathematically speaking, if we have 2 9s, it's very hard that he doesn't. And he could even have 8-9 of diamonds because that makes a lot of sense as well. So I think I actually just fold here. I mean, diamonds make a lot of sense for hands he could have. He could also be turning a jack into a bluff sometimes, which actually would beat us, even though it doesn't seem too likely. It is possible. So we could have got bluffed there. Definitely a possibility, but I like how he played that hand, all in all, I think. Well, now I'm all messed up. I don't know how long we've been doing this video because I had to restart because of the other thing. So we're just going to cast until I feel like we're done. It's the run-up that never ends, apparently. Okay. Boy, that is a lot of poker words. I can't do it. Oh. Dear J Kava. I'm not gonna do an accent. I really want to, but I'm not. Dear J Carver, I thought it would be funny if you can try to speak some German. Oh, I love this email already. English. Hi, my name is J Carver, and I put cat avatars into the cage. German. Hi, my name is J Carver und ich pack Katzen avatar in den Käfig. Yes, indeed. Best wishes, Bobby Lal. Love your vids. Watch too many so far. Keep on going and never stop. I loved your email. I don't have anything to give you because I'm out of posters right now, but I would love to give you something eventually. Write me another email in German, and I'll give you something. I love language, so I actually think that that was a great email. And you didn't ask me for anything. I really want to give you something. I'll send you a. How about this? I'm gonna keep you on my special, nice list, like Santa Carver. I'll put you in a special pile. Christoph, you got a special pile over there for when I do get new things. So message me on Facebook. You can message me in German even. Just send me your address, and I will get you something soon. If I've promised you an item, I'm gonna ship everything out hopefully at the end of this week. I've been just crazy busy, but if I've promised you items, they're going out this week. That's right, they're coming out this week. That's right. Oh, all right. I'll read this question. I wasn't gonna read it, but then I saw who it was from, and I recognized his name, so you got it. It's the king of the run-up UK Warriors. That's right, James B. You didn't write Dear J. Carver though. I'm a little disappointed. Oh, you wrote it in the subject. Okay, I forgive you. If you had the chance to pick 5 poker players to have a 5-way fight in a cage, who would you pick and why? From England, James. That's what he wrote. And he had a pound sign and then a little thing. That's great. It's like a heart it's like a UK heart. I love it. So I mean, there are some questions I have here about this cage fight we're doing. Is it like just like a violence cage fest? Is it like I put 5 people in a cage and like one of them walks out and then the rest of the 4 I never see again? Because in that case, there are some people I would put in that cage. The list of people who owe me money is pretty long, but I guess you would put those guys in there. Otherwise, I'll never get repaid. But I guess there's actually a pretty high chance that will happen anyway. So that was a little real talk for you right there. But if it's just like, am I picking a champion to go in a 5-way cage fight and let him come out and see, like you're my guy, go in there and see if you can win? I think it's tough. It's tough to say. I think, let's say we could do like groups. You do like, Poker Stars Pros. You have, like Lex, Elke, rematch, Mercier, Daniel. I think that'd be a hilarious cage fight. I think that would be amazing to watch. You pick like, Ultimate Poker's team. You have Antonio, me, Dan, like Brent, and like Will Reynolds. I like my chances in that lineup. Come on. I like my chances. That's a pretty sick cooler right there. I like my chances against that lineup. That's for sure. It depends. It really depends. I need more information to know for sure. Hand help. Well, if you want help with hands, you can find out on. You can post this exact thing. You can post on Facebook.com/jcarpoker when we do one of our late night poker labs. This would be perfect actually to answer there. So yeah, if you've got poker questions, I'm actually taking poker questions now over on Facebook. So if that's a thing that interests you, head on over to there. Dear J. Carver, I just got married. Congratulations. Since getting married, my wife is always tired and never wants to be in the bedroom anymore. You said you could help me with life problems in your High Stakes Tuesday video. Challenge accepted. So drill this one for me. Yes, I would love to help you. I think maybe, listen, I've never been married and certainly not to a woman. So I can't really help you with all your issues. Let's just be real about that straight up right now. But, I can give you a little bit of love advice. Sure, why not? What's the worst thing I can do? Ruin your marriage? Please. Who would listen to a guy like me? I feel unculpable. I've given the warnings. Maybe you need to be more sensitive or thoughtful. Maybe you need to ask her how she's doing more often, Maybe you have to take her out on some dates. Or have you been going out on date nights? Or have you been watching Run It Up? Actually, if you're watching Run It Up, you should keep doing that instead. But, I'm just saying, maybe it's a thing you should consider. Also, we're considering betting this turn card because maybe he'll fold a queen or a king. I don't think those are really realistic expectations, though. Happy to see a queen river makes it less likely that our opponent has a queen. We chop with 10-jack, beat clubs, beat fives, beat ace-highs, beat pocket pairs. I've said the word beat way too many times for me to fold here, especially with the price we're getting. Let's see it. Queen and Jack. You got it. You got it. $14 well earned for you, sir. So remember, we were in for this table for $100, so we're up $240 at this table, and we were down $160 at the other table, so we're currently up like $80, and I think this will be our last orbit, because I feel like it's been an hour, give or take. I don't really have any great advice for you, to be honest, the more I think about it. You know, I'm very lucky in that my significant other is extremely independent, relies on me for nothing. Relies on me for nothing. I couldn't keep a cactus alive if I required my attention these days. So I'm, you know, I myself am extremely high maintenance. I feel I was the only person that, you know, besides my current boyfriend, the only person that ever lived with me for more than like a year used to say that my moods were like the weather in the house, and that if I was in a good mood, everyone was in a good mood, and if I was in a bad mood, it was just like I just can't help it. It was just like, it's not a good thing. It was completely meant as like an insult when he told me, but it's true. I am definitely, admittedly, very high maintenance when it comes to, like, you know, I guess not really these days because I'm busy with other things, but you know, I have some swings emotionally. I definitely sometimes I'm like, I need attention now. This might shock you guys that a guy that makes YouTube videos 5 days a week also demands attention from significant others once in a while. Who would have thought? But defended here with old 4-5 offsuit. Is it loose? Oh yeah. Is it too loose? Only if you're a knit bitch. That's right. Someone out there right now was like, oh, Jay Carver calling with 4-5 offsuit. Oh. That's it. That's all I gotta say to you. Get off my case, bitch. Look, we turned the straight draw. We're going to win this pot now with our 4-5 offsuit. Just you wait. Bet turn. All I need is a fold through, or a deuce or a 7, or a club. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. How could that not happen? One of those things seems like it could happen. Nice job. We got it done. Proof. Get out of here, knit bitches. Go back to folding your king 10 offsuits on the button, you know? This is not what we do here at Run It Up. We call with 4-5 offsuit and just get it done. You know what I mean? No excuses. No, we have a bad hand. We just get it done, you know? Whatever, Jay Carver. I'm out of here. I'm going back to watching The Walking Dead. I wouldn't blame you. I mean, you know, it's very different. If you're in the mood, you're in the mood. Speaking of The Walking Dead, coincidentally, this is a question about Walking Dead, but I'm not sure where the question is in this. I'm also a little confused at what's going on in this little hand of ours. I guess we'll call, see a turn card. Hopefully it isn't a spade or an 8 or a 9. I guess also a jack is also scary. 3, significantly less scary, in fact. Just the 3 of hearts, no big deal. Just drilled it. No big deal. If it checks to us, what are we going to do? Can't wait till we have like a live studio audience where everyone's like, bet! I can't wait. So we could raise. Obviously, that's what we're going to do, I think. Given that they're both so short, I think we'd much rather just raise and just get it in here. I don't think there's any other option besides shoving. You know, like, I don't think there's another raise size besides shoving because they're both so short. What do we make it, 40? That seems crazy. So I think we just go all in and let him just make a decision as to whether or not he wants to call with his ace-jack or his flush draw or whatever it is that he wants to go with. All right. Well, that worked out not as great for us as we would have liked. But, you know, I guess what can you do besides dodge the 8 on the river, which we were not successful at doing. So this has been kind of a swingy little video. We were down, then we were up, and now we are down $3. That's right. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We have if we steal the blinds here. Oh yeah, we're coming after it, of course. Oh yeah, 14, 12, 13, 14, 13. Oh yeah. I was not sure what to do. I was debating. That was what that was in my head. All right. Profit land, bitches. Now we're almost up $3. Almost up $3. All right. Book the win, boys and girls. So we were down 157.75, and we managed to win 162.66, giving us a profit of almost $3. Yes, that's right. Boom. Hey, it's been a good day. I knew it was going to be a good day for Round It Up. I felt like we were going to have a big win today, and I was sure right about that. That's right. Nailed it. All right. Let's do a wrap-up. All right. So we ran it up today. We ran it up huge. You know, we started with 1769.98, managed to win $2.91 for a grand total of $1772.89. All right, sweet, we did it. We ran it up. All right, let me put that. I guess it's fine. I'll figure it out. $1772.89 is our new balance. Don't forget, Facebook.com/JCarPoker. It's the hub for things running up. All sorts of poker hands. Want to get better at poker? Facebook. You want to laugh at crazy pictures of leprechauns doing all sorts of nonsense? Facebook. You know, you want anything. It's all on Facebook.com/JCarPoker. So check that out if you haven't already. Don't forget to subscribe here. That's the best thing you can do to support Run It Up, the official way to become a Run It Up warrior. You have to subscribe. That's the only way. There's only one way to do it. Maybe there's some sort of like a knighting process I could also do to get around that, but that's too hard. Subscribe. Very easy. Become a Run It Up warrior. It would mean a lot to me. Thanks so much for watching as always, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I had a fun time today. Hopefully you did as well. I will see you guys back tomorrow for the last Run It Up of this week. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.